So good to have you here. But just in time for 100 Thieves versus Golden Guardians. We'll get things rolling right now as we get into the starting rosters. Selecting on the blue side, it is going to be 100 Thieves. That means in the top lane, it's going to be Fake God. In the jungle is Amazing. Mid lane sporting Ryu. The bot lane is Bang with support Afro Moo and Coach Prolly.
Opposite them on the red side, it is the Golden Guardians. Top lane, Haunter, jungle contracts, mid Froggen, bottom definitely, support Ole, and Coach Jimmy on stage.
That support Ole is so good. Last week we saw the Golden Guardians suffer their first loss, and while it can't be attributed to a single pick, it's clear that when Ole does get Tom Kench, that man is on a whole nother level.
Honestly, his Tom Kench has been outstanding and really won games for Golden Guardians off of the bot side, for this team. Earlier, I even put him on my best performers through week 2. First team, based on the Tom Kench pick. Now, another standout has, of course, been Froggen. He is a veteran that longtime viewers will know in the scene, but he has silently started dominating once again. And it's not just that Anivia pick that people really associate with him. He's got so many more looks now, from melee assassins like Aurelia to other of the high-range AP threats, getting Vel'Koz bans and the like.
I want to see the AP at Kog'Maw back. Remember those artillery strikes? Let's go. So we'll see if 100 Thieves can break a 105-day loss streak as they come into today's game with another roster shuffle.
Yeah, that's 11 games for those of you counting. And 100 Thieves have definitely been counting because they're making changes. People have been waiting to see what are they going to do to turn things around. If they put Fake God and Ryu subbing in to the team. So LCS play here. Fake God is a player that a lot of people know from the academy scene. Had a very big impact there. And you can even see on the heist how big some of the other changes have been for them. Amazing, one of the guys that they added to the roster very recently, has been extremely vocal on the heist, on a lot of their content. You can see how much he concentrates on leadership.
And he's not performing terrible at all.
Exactly. The stats have been decent for him, considering that they've lost every game. They aren't the greatest, and he did have a rough game after first getting here off the plane. But we shall see if it starts to all come together for them, because 100 Thieves definitely need something new. So maybe a leadership direction or some of these substitution changes from the academy roster will be what they need to start the change in their season.
Absolutely, because it's not just putting names on paper, right? Amazing tweeted out the other week that, well, we have a lot of veteran status and history on this team. That doesn't mean it works right away. Nothing just comes together. So growing pains there that a lot of the 100 Thieves fans have been sticking with them through. They're kind of trying to build the plane as it flies right now, and hopefully they have enough fuel to keep it going for the end of the season, because it's tough, and teams are taking advantage of that. Golden Guardians is on the up and up. I might have said to buy some of that stock. Even Kane, as I spoke with him the other week, thinks that Golden Guardians is a bit of the dark horse in this team to watch.
What are they discussing right now? Possible flexes?
The armband? Is it the arm? I don't know.
I have to say, contracts going to the gym.
What is that?
Some big guns.
Yeah, I guess so. Contract signing off on those ones. I like it.
He used to go to the same gym that I go to, and I would see him every day. Now I'm very sad that they moved. I think they went to a classier one now. He's like at Equinox or something.
Ooh.
High class Golden Guardians been working out.
Absolutely.
It might be going to their heads a little bit, though. Look at this.
Oh, God.
Froggen's not going to let him get away with it, though.
Froggen's like, yeah, I wear a sleeve. I'm just trying to hide mine. I don't want to make you guys feel bad. He's like, imagine if it went all the way up to your shoulder. Or are they talking about bionic arms, maybe, for your mouse hand?
I mean, a lot of the teams have really been embracing the holistic view of esports athletes. Not just looking at practicing the game 24/7, but mind and body as well. They've got health regimens that they're going for. Coaches as far as the mentality and really trying to get focused. So all angles really being attacked by a lot of organizations. I like to see that focus.
I love the comfortability it shows, like each team, how much they have grown. You kind of look at sports where you have racing, you have a bunch of these sponsors, and you have a very man and machine kind of symbiotic relationship. And you get that now of these guys sitting in front of the PC. They're professionals at what they're doing, but this is their workstation. It can move anywhere with them, and they have to be able to perform at the top level all of the time in those different situations. So it's awesome to see that kind of come together and grow. And the players as well take that upon themselves to say like, hey, you know, this is my brand now. I'm Froggen. I'm this guy. We see him streaming a lot. And a lot of people know Froggen for kind of his humor, his wittiness in stream. And that, you know, he's just smiling with the team right now. We just saw him with contracts. So this is a guy you can
They just blew Froggen's mind with that one.
That's a guy you can absolutely build a team around. And that's what we're seeing for Golden Guardian.
Getting help from both sides, definitely pointing out. He's like, all right, if you want to win the 1v1, you need to hit your skill shot here, and then it does damage.
It's so great. If you build this, what if I take this rune? I get a shield before I die. So he definitely had his run with Heimerdinger.
Stylish keyboard
He
as
was
well.
top. You know what last game reminded me of when they were playing Anivia and they were doing really well and people were like, oh yeah, Froggen has Anivia. I'm like, yes, Froggen has Anivia. You got to remember all the way back to CLG EU Moscow 5 at DreamHack when CLG EU was pushed into their base for about 20 minutes and Anivia was the only thing that got them back on the other side of the rift and won that game against Moscow 5. It was an amazing match. Farm for late. That was the whole idea for them back then, and we'll see if he can get his Anivia again. Bird may not be the word coming into our 5th game of the day, but we'll find out. 100 Thieves versus Golden Guardians is now into Champion Select and picks and bans.
Yeah, no other team, I think, will get a Tom Kench first ban out of them. 100 Thieves definitely been paying attention to Golden Guardian's successes as their 3 wins are all with Ole's Tom Kench. And it's not just, oh, the result of the game was a victory, therefore ban this Tom Kench. It's looking at his plays in the bottom side. They really defined how the bottom lane for this team plays. Let's see what else they have. I think that the last time that it was banned out, he went with the Thresh, which has sort of similar properties in trying to save people with Lantern, but you cannot replace the offensive stats that Tom Kench now has as a melee champion because they buffed up the health and the combat there is very quick, and Ole was able to stack up the passive very quickly and get a lot of offensive devours, not just looking at defensive plays.
It might be better with Thresh if you can force your teammate to take the Lantern. Like as soon as you hit him with it, point blank in the forehead, they got to take it.
And technically, we had all 3 support bans here, even though Sona and Yumi are both
True.
universally banned, not necessarily
You're like
player-specific.
Compositions when you take out those 3 champions. Not how it should be. Look at it, Draven on the side of Golden Guardians. Nice, locked in for Deftly with the Olaf. A lot of fight prowess brought to the table right off 2 picks.
That is some early game power here.
Yes.
And one of the biggest differences that I saw between LCS and LEC when I was analyzing Europe is the difference in priority on Draven. Draven gets so many bans over in Europe. Meanwhile, not really highly prized in North America as of yet, but we'll see if Deftly can actually change that, because up until now, the Golden Guardians had only played the Ezreal and the Varus for Deftly for the lane phase. Now, starting out with the Draven, Olaf, and the Nautilus, that is all a lot of early game and engage options for them on the bottom half of the map. Olaf's so good early on at powering through the jungle, has the advantage over Sejuani, and might be able to open up some opportunities to cash in on the Draven passive. Meanwhile, good response here from 100 Thieves is the consistent and always reliable, very highly prized lovers duo, Xayah and Rakan.
Make it nice and easy. Aphromoo and Bang have a good synergy down there. They're playing a little bit better together. Hopefully they can show that on the Rift today as they are both back in. 100 Thieves looking for their first win here in week 3. Golden Guardians feeling good at 3-1 as we get our second phase of bans with that Froggen and Nivea on there for 100 Thieves out. 10 seconds left.
And one thing you usually look for when you pick your Xayah Rakan into the Draven lane is trying to abuse Draven when he goes to pick up axes, because there is a very clear shining light on the ground. You can place your feathers there as Xayah, and Rakan can early W to try and get the knockup of Draven going to this spot. But the Nautilus last round pick there for Golden Guardians is a very good answer to Rakan, because Nautilus far more tanky in just base stats and taking the aftershock than Rakan. So you can lock him down with the passive. You can try and go for the all-ins with your hook and get the kills onto the squishier support in Rakan. But here we go. Into the second phase, Riv.
I like that Kennen lock in. We'll see what Hanser can do towards the top side, and we'll see what kind of Kennen he actually plays. With that change to the E, we've seen a lot of the Cutlass first for Kennens, get that early attack speed, and they can harass out their lane. So they just go for a Zanya's build and get into those fights to get this slicing Maelstrom down. Talia coming in for the side of 100 Thieves. Looks like we might get a little bit of a change up in playstyle here.
All right, yeah, Talia has been regaining quite a lot of popularity, and funnily enough, you know, not going to be the
Funnily
case
enough.
in this game. Yeah, it is a funnel champion. He can
yeah.
funnel. Now, it also is a possible jungle champion. Not going to be the case this game, of course, because it's Sejuani's first pick. But I want to put that into people's minds because moving forward, if we do start to see successful uses of Talia as a mid laner, teams can then take the next step and start to flex it back to the jungle with the cheaper AP jungle completion now on your jungle item. It's also a potent option.
There was something that TSM used quite a bit when Talia was really out and about. You know, TSM, Bjergsen, Pole Belt are using that, and then the junglers alike. Oh, there's the Lux.
Right.
I was going to say Lux would have been awesome after they saw Draven, but I don't really plan to play Lux and do Draven and Nautilus, because if you do get caught, you're done. But this seems awesome. I like what the team of Golden Guardians has to bring to the table. Mark and I were talking about it on Academy about people who farm and who we like to watch farm. Froggen's Lux was on the #1 list. So when we're in the mid lane, watch him farming and how he does it systematically with the light binding and lose the singularity. I'm excited for this game because we also got Rumble, who's been banned out quite a bit, and it's on Fake God, who's just joining into the LCS team for this week for 100 Thieves.
Yep, Fake God and Ryu on stage here. They get the Rumble and the Talia being placed in Ryu's hands. Possible roams from the mid lane. Let's see why 100 Thieves have put these players in. Meanwhile, opposing them, Froggen is a long-time Lux player. He is not someone who jumped on the recent hype train of Lux. He put time in on this champion when nobody else was playing it. And we shall see how well that works.
It was that Anivia, his AP Kog'Maw, the Lux. He's had so many of those champions, the Kha'Zix, which we won't be seeing in the mid lane, but that was a fun meta. That was always a good one. And we will be getting onto the Rift for our 5th game of the day, 100 Thieves. Again, trying a new roster during these troubling times to get the win on the board. We're gonna see Ryu in, we're gonna see Fake God in. Banging Afro in that bot lane with Amazing in the jungle against Golden Guardians, 3-1. Looking hot to start off the summer split here in 2019. And we are gonna be on to the Rift for our final game of the day. Let's see, we do have that Lux. We're calling for invades, Kobe. Let's see if the teams take to the call.
Yeah, especially with Nautilus backing it up too. Nautilus
Good
level
undertows.
1 can have a lot of CC. Late invades also extremely potent too, but both teams just spreading out here for the typical vision fight. We'll try and keep track of those early wards. One sweeper for Olaf is all the utility we'll get.
See into the summoners if they are different. Phase rush for Haunter, getting that speed in. Comet, Aftershock. Looks pretty regular around the board after the fact.
Only kind of variation. People switch Draven keystones quite a lot, so you know, definitely opting for press the attack here.
Conqueror,
Yeah,
get in there.
Let's see, on the top side is the only possible option. I think they placed an early ward here for Golden Guardians, so they're not going to make any sort of action, and it will be a bottom to top side clear for Amazing.
Gathering Storm, nice.
Might try and get some early pressure there for Fake God. Rumble is definitely a lane that if you can get, you know, some early power. Ooh, Ryu comes up.
We're gonna go to Avali for a quick sideline report for 100 Thieves.
Thanks, guys. Just had a really quick chat with Coach Prawley asking why Ryu and Fate got her in today. He said that out of all the team combinations that they tried during scrims, this one was the team that just worked the best. He also said, I asked in response to what's really holding the team back, week 3 and still not a win. He said that confidence is key and that they're trying to let go of a lot of extra baggage and trying to learn how to fly again. Back to you guys.
Well, hopefully this becomes the game that can happen in. Trying a few different members as well, tweeting out today that there could be a different team coming into tomorrow. So really feeling it out. And second guessing yourself in a game is one of the things that can turn it around the quickest. So having confidence coming in with this 5 is a great reason to put them all in the Rift together.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be key. Also, let me know how if you figure out how to fly. I've been working on that one myself for quite a while here. I haven't quite gotten the hang of it.
If they can, I think they can take every team in the LCS. We'll see Season 100 Thieves back again.
All right.
Off the ground.
Bottom lane roaming up after pushing in here. It is over the early scuttle ward, though, so Ole gonna make a pass. I do like looking for those passes when you have the openings, but it is gonna be 100 Thieves vision that will spot him out, and he's just gonna leave behind a ward of his own pretty deep at the Raptors.
Nice fight in the mid lane. We see the trade back and forth. We'll see if that knowledge and vision gives anything privy over to the side of GGS. Amazing is towards the top side of the map right now. Haunter's having a difficult time pushing in the Flame Spitter as you would, but Fake God versus Haunter. We'll see how he matches up. Still doing quite well in CS. It's just cleaning up this wave for now.
Yeah, Haunter's been a huge performer for the Golden Guardians. I have to say, it's definitely going to be a challenging one for Fake God. It's his time on the LCS stage, but fighting over Scuttlecrab right now. Amazing does get the smite and is able to get out, avoiding the light binding and the possible collapse there from Olaf. Contracts level 4 was headed right down the river, so dodging that binding was critical to his survival.
Gotta get the Scuttle, gotta get the other Scuttle. He's down, ooh, damage onto Deathly. He's down to 300 HP, catches the axe, still has damage, but no turnaround is going to be there as good shields sustain there from Bang and Afro Moo. Gotta be careful about contracts, though.
That's exactly what we talked about in Champ Select, where the Rakan goes with the early W at the placement of the axe and is able to get the knockup onto Deathly. That's an Ignite burn, though, so Deathly chugs his potion afterwards and going to try and heal back up. One summoner is blown, but a health lead remains for 100 Thieves.
They ping question mark on that Raptor ward they placed as it went away. So it hasn't been back, but he's probably going to be bottom as we saw each other top. So a little bit of knowledge there can be given to Golden Guardians. A lot of pressure already from Froggen. We've seen him leaving lane, being around Ryu instead of against Ryu already. And that almost got an effect onto Amazing with Contract's help. Still quiet on the home front. Just a bit of a gold lead here for GGS in farming. It looks like Contracts is going to try to get himself in the jungle to see what he can find out. It's a game of cat and mouse as they're just invading each other.
Ring around the rosy here. It looks like Contracts is going to be the first one to the play.
He went the long way around. Oh, they're going right back in. They want to stop the damage on Deathly. Slows him coming into the fight. He's going to get the heal back on to get distance in. There's the teleport, however, coming back into the fight. Afro Moo and Bang have to choose how this is going to end up. It's Fake God now from the top lane. The communication is there, but can 100 Thieves close it out? That's been the question. Golden Guardians is going to have 4 members now to the 3 in bot side. And it looks like this one fizzled out with all those teleports being used across the map.
Party in the bot lane, Riv. And another thing we alluded to with the Draven, Nautilus, Olaf first 3 picks from Golden Guardians was a possible bottom lane focus. It comes to fruition. Ole flashes in on the Nautilus, starting at the fight, goes in onto Bang and Afro Moo. Contracts chases him down on the Olaf. They're able to finish off the kill, and Haunter arrives here with the cannon at a similar timing as Fake God. So the even numbers mean that Golden Guardians will be able to retain their lead there. They get the extra kill. I believe they struck first and were able to get the first blood bonus as well. So that is over 1,000 gold lead now for the Golden Guardians.
Monster's got that wave piling up nicely on the top side too, just in front of his turret. So unless that's pushed in, he gets to kind of hang out for a moment and farm that up.
Definitely also was able to cash in. This early in the game, the Draven bonus isn't that much, but still does feel good and adds a little bit of extra money there. BF sword to pickaxe and an extra Doran's blade. Definitely is just going full bully mode now on the bottom side of the map. This is how you want to play Draven. Huge attack damage, and he's got the extra lifesteal off the second Doran's here. It is going to be so difficult for Bang and Afro Moo to take any trades. Literally just in a stand-up fight. Ole is more tanky than Afro Moo, and definitely does more damage for auto than Bang. So it has to be some creative plays. You know, Ryu's level 6 on Talia. Maybe it comes from some roams from Talia. Maybe they just opt to fight somewhere else.
I believe it was absolute focus for Deftly as well with Gathering Storm. So he's only going to get stronger, and if he's healthy, he's stronger. So he's definitely looking to keep back and throw those axes and keep them caught. The BS Sword is going to help out quite a bit. You can see the respect from Alphamu and Bang. He doesn't want to lose that Fey Feathers passive shield or just start taking axes to the face. Good damage, or I should say knowledge from Haunter here. Always trying to be in the hair of amazing as they mess about. A little bit of a stun on Fake God. There's the hook in on Alphamu. Looks like Aftershock will keep him nice and tanky as they are going to have an advantage in the minion wave, which is why they're just trying to pressure down a bit. Lots of love for the bot lane coming up, Kobe.
Yep, kind of as expected. GGS playing around their win condition. Let's see if they can make it happen again. Level 6 comes in for Deftly, but the minions aren't there. And there's an answer from 100 Thieves. Amazing is back out on the map. Talia roaming down, so they call quits on the play.
They're only about 25%, 2-6 on Ole's level. Would have been a huge depth charge ult to have there, but without that, it seems like they want to call it off. The top lane, a little bit of a fight between Haunter and Fake God as he gets an electrical surge to safety. Not doing too shabby, 55 to 61, so it did help that Haunter could get back actually to clean that wave up. Fake God's been having a great lane so far and a kill to boot from that teleport.
Yeah, it's always nice to actually get paid for your teleports to the other side of the map.
Or a dragon or something, just something. Something for that long cooldown. He's going Mert Treads first. Obviously, he doesn't feel the greatest, but he is going to still be able to down throw Equalizer in a fight. That's a Glacial Prison for the bot lane, and that's going to be a very dead Ole on the Nautilus. First blood. Kill going over to Bang. Maybe my brain's just somewhere else.
Yeah, first kill here for him.
First kill for Bang.
Haunter on the top side, going all in on Fake God. Ooh.
Slicing Maelstrom isn't able to put down the damage he wanted, but it's going to be Contracts there with the rest of it that they needed. A nice job and a follow-up there to the top side of the map. 5 kills now on the board, as that Mountain Drake is alive, but hasn't gotten anybody's attention just yet.
Definitely, they might dive him. 100 Thieves have overloaded bottom side of the map. It is Draven versus all.
Quickness is down. He could get a good adrenaline rush if he catches an axe to keep himself alive. That's going to be a kill on Aframu. This should be a kill on Amazing if he can keep under the time. Baby, that's the kill, but the retribution comes through in the shutdown.
Oh my goodness. Draven able to fight his way out of that one.
Ole laughing himself to death over there. What a fight.
Feels good for the supporters, just cheering him on from the sidelines. He's already dead. He got killed by the Sejuani cake. Get him, Deftly! Yeah, flash him! Great move
Sword
there.
along into the Bloodthirster. Make it happen.
He almost was able to get the double kill there under tower without dying. The last little bit of damage did come through and take him down, but still getting the 2-for-1 on that dive is such a big turnaround.
Ryu not feeling it in the mid lane either. Final Spark goes down onto him. Tries to keep a bit of that passive speed in and out. See Frog and instantly clearing a wave as it comes to him. You get the light binding off of Lucent Singularity in the front, and then again, Lucent Singularity to the back wave. There's a method to his madness, and it's awesome to watch this guy on Lux. Highest CS in the game, as you would figure, on one of his favorite champions. 105 at 10 minutes in.
All right, let's see where it goes from here, because Draven...
See already.
Definitely changes the way you want to play around bottom lane with the extra 2 kills coming in. Let's take a look at the pro view. This was him watching his support die. Now, notice he does get some damage out. He's throwing axes still, so he's not just kind of standing idly by as Ole goes under. But the interesting one is going to be the outplay under tower. Yeah, I know everyone was waiting for it. Me too. I feel you on that one. We'll get a one afterwards, but again, we fight.
Oh, pull the feathers back. They sweep the rug right out from under Deftly, and that's going to be a kill as they stick one more in. The plumage is enough damage, and it's everything they needed. Final Spark back on to Ryu in the mid lane. He goes down. Ole's going to fall. He just came back up. Can you keep him alive? Amazing trying to get the swing down. He just misses. What a stop from Contracts to keep him slowed enough. Slicing Maelstrom comes in, and that's going to be a double kill for Contracts. Now they're on the Fake God, and is he that? He is a Fake God. He goes down. He can bleed. A triple kill for Contracts.
Oh, that Viking is finding the kills, and the party in the bot lane never stops, Riv.
We're going to 6 in the morning, Kobe. It's 11.5 minutes in. Contracts is going to solo this by himself. It looks like Golden Guardians is saying, we have so much to do, we almost don't know what to do. Froggen's going to push bot. Ole just decides to back because they don't even need him at Drake. But let's watch this over again as Aphromoo went in and it looked like a surefire fight.
There's something about a lot of kills going to Draven. 100 Thieves want to continue to focus him, so everyone goes down there. They do get the roam, but then Froggen hits the binding there on the Lux. They annihilate Ryu with contracts flashing in. They're chasing Ole. You see Amazing trying to get that counter kill. Ole sidesteps the second half of the W, which does the most damage. Meanwhile, Hanser had teleported in to lock up everyone else on 100 Thieves, and the axe just keep flying. Contracts chases him down. Broloff able to find the triple. I think they would rather have the money go to someone like Froggen on the Lux, but once you start getting those kills coming through, they don't stop. 5 kills now for an Olaf. We're definitely seeing the Warrior into Black Cleaver build gonna come out here from Contracts. High DPS threat on the front line. You do have to play your team fights later in the game a little bit more carefully, but you have such high threat when your flash is up going in. You know, you proc your Conqueror, huge amounts of true damage will be converted and start to come out. So
look at that. Stats for the game. What gym did you say he goes to now?
I'll have to check back in on that. Yeah, he doesn't go to ours anymore. But it's definitely paying off. He was flexing, as you saw in Champ Select before the game started with Froggen, and he's definitely flexing in this game. Rift Herald going to be the one receiving the Olaf damage.
And it just shows how much control Golden Guardians have and the lack of control 100 Thieves are able to gain even in situations to see the rifts going down to kind of control bot over the fact that Golden Guardians is picking up something on the map. Froggen is pushing in mid. Top lane has a pretty good advantage here as Fake God has been teleporting away. And Golden Guardians are not at a shortage of advantage right now to make anything they want to have happen. And that's going to be Rift mid.
I think Olaf should just back off here and give, yeah, there you go. This is how you pay your solo laners back when you're the one that gets all the early kills.
Kobe, as a jungler, I'm very surprised you said that, but I respect it. Oh, Aphromoo, he's got a long way to go for the quickness catches. Uses the W on the second one. They are going to be able to get Froggen down. And what are you doing, Contracts? He's going hard. He's going to be able to get 1 kill in a 4v5, 4v1, 5v1. In the end, as it goes down, he only grabs 1 for his troubles, and that's a big shutdown going over to Fake God.
Riv, if you take a look at this scoreboard, there used to be bounties on these two champions.
There were bounties.
Now they're both gray over here. Let me highlight that for you as well. Boom, boom, oh. So that is definitely in the favor of 100 Thieves. Golden Guardians were giving over the turret plate money to Froggen. He flashes the Sejuani ultimate, does survive, but Aphromoo makes the long roam play. This is a huge game changer for 100 Thieves to get. Shutdown on the Lux, that was a small one, but then the shutdown on the Contracts is also big. Contracts did get the counter kill there and takes down 1, but I think 100 Thieves very happy with their end of the bargain because of the bounty money that was also given over. That being said, Golden Guardians still have a very healthy lead, but when you have leads like this, you have to be a little bit more careful about giving over those, you know, big piles of gold.
See where we at. I'm actually gonna look at definitely 81 so far, as he's cashed in on a few already, but he's building them back up, so it'll be a nice cash in for him. Look for a bit more items and be a giant Draven. He needs the protection though. Ole's got to stand by him. Ryu making quick work of this bottom turret as we get back onto the Rift after some purchases here. Ryu's not sporting that full item just yet. He got Sork boots, and he's working into that Ludens. Make some extra damage work here for the lane.
See him get his way out of this one. Flashes.
All right, definitely. It is up to you to stay alive. Oh, nice try. That's gonna be a tough one. 3v1 in the bot lane has been quite a party down here, and the invites just keep coming.
100 Thieves, counterattack after counterattack. This one gets them the turret. They continue pushing. Golden Guardians will answer in mid lane. Ole and Froggen will finish off that one.
Froggen feeling good. 20 CS up over anybody in the game currently on this Lux, and he has controlled mid lane. Let's see what happens when you can break out of that mid lane with this long range CC power, as well as Fake God under his turret. So Hanser coming up with the ability to teleport. They have both matched, Hanser and Fake God, on those TPs, so we can see that coming up to be a big moment once again for them. Top lane Ryu, looks like they're trying to get one of these kills again. We just saw something like this in the mid lane, maybe in the top lane as well.
Yeah, Ryu constantly looking for plays here. Onto the LCS stage and onto the top lane now. Can Hanser And Fake God bait Haunter. Amazing showing on this ward. I mean, no way Haunter plays offensively now. And it might just be 100 Thieves forcing a dive on it.
It's no stopwatch, though.
They go for it. They go for it. Amazing's in. There goes the Rumble ultimate. Afro move.
Ooh!
Nice
That's
move.
nice.
Haunter doesn't even have to flash, and his team gets the dragon while he absorbs the pressure on the top side. 4 members up there. They will get turrets, but look at that. Golden Guardians will answer the second in the mid.
You're trying to do things in the first tier of turrets, and you look down, and the opposing team is whacking on your second tier. It feels bad, but you got to get a little bit of that global gold down. Ryu will focus the top, knowing it's getting tough at back home. I don't think he's going to have just enough damage. Oh, he does on that one. Nice job. So they're able to take it down, but 100 Thieves are not able to engage, knowing they're missing that mid lane AP power right now. A bit of damage onto that second tier turret. Means GGS will stay for this next wave and most likely take it down.
Yep, definitely a much better answer here from the Golden Guardians. They've got Ocean Drake and Mountain Drake. Very good for sticking around, sieging up this turret. A little bit more damage done, and they're gonna wait the top side of the map. You can see Haunter's still split pushing. He has teleport, so if 100 Thieves try and force it, he could join, but they're trying to keep up the pressure on the opposite sides of the map.
Looks like Haunter will take his turret down soon. Obviously no turret plates, as those have gone for about 4 minutes now, but he has a level up on his opponent. They have second level of ultimate, but it looks like he'll actually not take that turret right away. What is that HP? So a few auto attacks would have hit it. Looks like they'll take back one more wave and then control it a little bit more with that turret down. But so far, the rotation towards mid, a bit interesting. Baron's not gonna be up and Dragon's not gonna be up.
All right, Golden Guardians coming out in full force, straight down that mid lane. Like you said, there's not a whole lot for them to get there, though. So we'll see if they spread back out, because you have to tend to your side lanes first. There's no neutral objectives coming up very quickly. Baron is in 1 minute, so Ole is getting deep vision leading up to the Baron right now. It's very important. As soon as you see that about to spawn, this quadrant of the map becomes the quadrant of the map that everyone worries about. That's why you see all of these control wards. Ole making the early visit, and even though the Scuttle Crab is there, Golden Guardians establishing their control so that on arrival, they can try to leverage that into some advantage here.
I like that little movement by Ole, staying out of vision and keeping himself ready to engage on any fights behind the turret. Aframu seen on a ward. I don't know if they're going to try to collapse on him. Nice scry as Bloom keeps himself safe as he puts some deep vision in. 100 Thieves need to keep that vision up. They can't get caught by bindings, depth charge, anything that can come from long range. You also have Whirling Death. They're not going to start a fight, but you got to watch for it.
All right, they're making a hard push on mid lane with the extra damage from Demolish. They get 70%, 80% of the turret. And Ole's ultimate actually now on cooldown. That's a big one.
Big depth charge out. He was just able to walk away with that one. Amazing, taking the air pathing back down into the mid lane as he thought he'd make it safely. Contracts broke his permafrost, so he definitely could have been slowed there. And now Golden Guardians will make their way back down mid with that pressure and retreat to see if they can pull out 100 Thieves. Looks actually like a reset. They won't even worry about Baron this time around.
Yeah, and with everyone focusing mid lane like that, you have to keep your eyes on these wards that were placed, these deep blue buff wards that we're talking about right here and here. Not only do those give vision leading up to Baron, but they're also possible sources of the cannon teleport.
Yep.
If that cannon flanks around behind 100 Thieves, then it just destroys their team fight. Haunter definitely has the possibilities here. Flash is ready, does have the Gunblade as well as some flat penetration with the Oblivion Orb. So he's looking for those possible entrances if 100 Thieves group up a little bit and get too far out, open onto the map.
That is a big chunk of change in pink wards bought by Golden Guardians. Intention in inventory. They are going to have ward wars here over by Baron as they set up a light bright of vision to see where 100 Thieves is going to be coming from. A few of those placed out. No stopwatch for Haunter, but he's still pretty dangerous with his Gunblade finish and a little bit of penetration. Doesn't look like they'll really tempt the fight just now. They like the vision they have. Let's see if they can take a fight in the bottom part of the jungle here. Maybe an erroneous engage by Alphamu. If he goes in, they can get the crowd control. Amazing has been a target. The Golden Guardians are not afraid to hit, but it has more than not caused them to take damage they have not wanted to take.
And remember, the Golden Guardians are the ones with the dragons. They have Ocean Drake, so Contracts can back up out of combat here, trying to sustain. 100 Thieves make a power move past mid lane to take down the control ward.
Keeping my eyes onto Froggen, and definitely if they stay in the back, you're watching for Alframu to get the quickness on to get in this fight. Fake God's gonna drop the welcome carpet, and he's gonna make sure that they don't engage. Depth charge does not trigger the fight just yet, but that is a huge ultimate out. And that is a very big binding whirling death coming across, causing the flash out of Ryu, and that's all it takes. Froggen was able to deny vision for just a second and attack.
The fadeaway right here, Froggen, everyone walking back, lures them in. He lands the double binding again. That is another big play off of a binding landing. That one rewards you with Mountain Drake number 2. And the Baron situation for 100 Thieves just got that much worse.
Cannot believe that he is bringing out the Lux like this. And one of my favorite builds, usually don't build her too much differently, but just complete glass cannon. You get caught, you are dead. There's really no way around it. She doesn't have that much escape. All up to you. And again, almost drops Ryu. He just returned from the base, and he gets the same treatment coming in from Froggen. It's only gonna be one more Loosened Singularity, but the light binding hits as the Singularity goes by, and that's a single kill for Froggen as they're coming up onto Amazing. He's again one of the targets, and he does go down fast. Light binding into Loosened Singularity so they can keep eyes on the jungler. Froggen is just playing off the ball so well for the team and fighting everyone around him at the same time.
Whew. I mean, that comes from a mid laner just knowing the timing, playing so much Talia. Able to line up the bind. Oh, is he gonna hit this one too?
Disgusting.
Yikes. There's no ultimate. You know, thankfully for Amazing, the cooldown isn't that low.
It's up!
But now it is. He went for it.
Better back.
Yeah, not gonna find this one. Warmog's also ticking away for Amazing, trying to regenerate up, but honestly.
Here's this one more time.
Let's take a look at how it all started. Trading a lot of ultimates here. You know, Sejuani ult into the Nautilus ult, and then Banks' reaction. But
instant pink ward.
Yep, Froggen was waiting while everyone else is walking away. Ole never gave it away. He was a very good actor there, kept walking towards the dragon. And once they got him into range, that was just great luring. And then here's another zoom in. Froggen on the bottom of your screen there, lines up the binding on Ryu, knocks them off of the wall with the predicted timing there, getting that one down to the second, then finds him in the, I thought he was gonna die there to the rumble, but Fake God could not commit as they were going to lose the team fight.
Even that throw from Froggen was disgusting. One ability to the right, you clean the other free space of that tunnel with your Loosened Singularity on the other side and walked into by Ryu. So, oh my, he is so on point, and with confidence in that much play, you start making the all-star plays we're seeing here. These bindings that are hitting double and these final sparks that are causing the final fights. 25 minutes coming up on the clock. A few bits of last defense here on the second tier turret. Ole's gonna step up. They take down Rumble. Fake God's down to about 200 HP. And he is gonna get out of that one alive with the scrap shield. 12-8 on that scoreboard. A lot of these kills across the board, which is why Golden Guardians feel so strong as a team right now. It's not all packed onto one person. Huge
summer split here for Golden Guardians. They take this game sitting at 4-1, by far the organization's best opening ever. Looks to be the case, and this time around off the back of some early game from the Olaf. Here we go, team fight though.
Who can break the wall? Who can split it? Aframu's in, eyes on to one. It's gonna be Froggen down immediately. That's a lot of the power. Now, how do GGS adjust? Fake God's in the front, but he's overheating and can't deliver the flame spitter as Amazing's out of mana. And he can't do much either. Definitely is gonna be kiting back, juggling the axes. And it's just one for none on that one, but it's what 100 Thieves needed.
Just in the last second there, 100 Thieves make the play. Aframu even surviving with a sliver of health. They put a stop to this Baron push. When it seemed like Golden Guardians were just gonna steamroll their way through the base, they make the big comeback play, and 100 Thieves are able to stand tall. Let's take a look at it. It's Aframu as well as Amazing coming around the outside. Really nice Talia wall. Makes it so that Froggen doesn't have space, and Aframu gets right in there for the execution. They lock him up, they take down the Lux, which is the heart here of the team. That puts a stop to this Baron push.
Ooh. Cat and mouse being played. How much do they want this? Good hits onto Ole. A little out of position, being the caboose of the team without having vision across mid. and he goes down. What is this? 100 Thieves trying to tack back into the game, and they're doing it in the middle of the map, which helps even more.
100 Thieves still have heart. They're striking back
Absolutely.
here. Play after play, another counterattack. This actually will put a full stop to the gains of that Baron.
Like they'll be able to clear out their waves, reset the lanes a little bit. They have to worry about some forward vision that could cause teleport problems, but lucky for them, that's only Lux's teleport that's up, and we probably won't see Froggen going on Mission Impossible by himself as Glass Cannon Lux. Looking for Morello next for him. Last Whisper being built up by Deftly into one of his items, Dominic's. Or something. I can't even remember the other one right now. That's what happens when you try to think of all the items at once. Ocean Drake coming down into the game. Looks like this one's just going to be Golden Guardians. Great job by them to control all of this map and make the simple things easy for themselves, not have to worry about a big fight with 100 Thieves for just the scrappy things.
And they do have priority on bottom side. Haunter, the level 16 cannons, pushing the wave in first. They can pressure mid lane here. They're the ones with all the damage on that mid lane inhibitor turret. I think they would want to cut off that minion wave, but I guess they're just sending everyone bottom. They're racing it. This is going to be a little bit of a race here, Riv. Let's see if they can actually get inside first. They're going to backdoor the turret. No minions around. They bully it.
It's going to be quite tough. Prismatic Barrier comes out for a bit of a shield, and that's Contracts taking it. Nice Whirling Death actually stops Bang from coming back. That's the AD DPS that they're going to want in this fight. That's the Welcoming Carpet coming out. Whoa! Final Spark is all she wrote for Fake God. That's the kill coming in for Contracts. He's able to follow up on the damage. Alpha Move can't get in on the fight. Bang is finally back to participate. Like GGS is already done.
Oh my goodness. Made possible by controlled wards. Paid for right here. You mentioned it when they had it all in inventory, Riv, and the Golden Guardians just slip through their defenses. Everybody down to the bottom side. Rush down the turret. It's been a long time since I've seen an actual backdoor that refers to killing a tower with no minions around. You know, a lot of times people will say it when, there's an undefended turret or something like that. That literally was them running straight past the defenses, taking it down, getting the inhibitor. They even got the pick onto Fake God and the extra kill for themselves. So put a stop to that momentum the 100 Thieves were trying to create for themselves.
It becomes an incredibly risky play, Kobe, because if you're there a little too long, you see a lot more people then go down than you would expect. A little bit of Unraveled Earth stops GGS from getting back in on Ryu, and amazing, he's looking for the side pinch. Nobody else is really in for the engage. They have to be careful with Fake God clearing bottom lane. It's the only super minions coming in, but they have to give it a little bit of respect so they don't lose a tower. Damage onto Amazing, he'll be out nice and easy with his passive as he cannot be slowed, but all of these little hits and damage onto 100 Thieves is going to make it a lot harder to take that Baron. Ryu wants to get a bit of vision as he locks the team into the Baron pair, but that's where they want to be. You've only saved them in their own panic room right now. From to the back. Could get a good lockdown onto Contracts. You're going to be able to smite through that since it's not a suppress, and Baron goes down, but they do lose Ole right in the beginning. Very low for Amazing if he's going to be a target. Haunter on the front line trying to deliver that damage as he puts Stopwatch down, and Contracts keeps himself alive so they can return to fight another day. With just Ole down, they still have Baron. They're losing a bit of control of that map.
Oh, can Amazing find his way out? He was stopped here. I don't think they got sight of him, though. Sneaky little move there. Just barely got out of range of vision. Amazing will live. Every member of 100 Thieves survives. And Ole's the only one to get taken down, but GGS got what they came for. The Baron buff will be theirs to finish the job.
I like how you said it all secretly.
They got what they came for.
Looking at gold values here, Froggen, 13,000 to his name. Actually, him and Contracts are literally sitting on the same bankroll. These two are controlling such a good game with the Lux and the Olaf. I was gonna say Froggen, and then Anivia came into my mind. The guy just makes you think makes you think of things. As soon as you say Froggen, you're like, oh yeah, bird's the word. Not this time. His Lux has been absolutely awesome against 100 Thieves. It looks like they're gonna be able to drop this second tier turret on the top side. 4 Drakes to their name. Ocean in the form of 2 to keep them healthy, and Mountain in the form of 2 to keep these objectives falling.
All right, let's see the siege. This Lux you're talking about, fully powered, level 16 now, access to the level 3 ultimate, and your favorite build with the death cap, full AP heavy.
32.5 seconds for all.
How much damage on that ultimate as well, since you're looking up stats here?
What do we have it on this one?
Full
yeah, it
AP.
does. 966. And that's without popping the passive.
Yeah, that one's going to leave a mark. Let's see if anyone gets caught in the light binding. Golden Guardians closing it in with the Baron buff. Mid will actually be the first one to fall with the cannon minions. One more hit. Can't quite get it. Maybe Hunter will slip right in there.
Now they can back through another turret. 2 in 1 game. Oh, there's the wall once again. Definitely gets in a great spot. He can fire in from the back, but does he have enough range to... Froggen's able to get himself to safety for a moment. Ole's going to go down first, and that's what Golden Guardians would have wanted in the situation if they had to lose anybody. 1 auto! Look at how much it healed up. It almost got back to full. Inhibitor's going to go down in mid as I kid. And now 32 minutes. The base is finally broken with Golden Guardians looking like they can stay to play a while.
All right. 1 inhibitor down, only 4 members left. Sejuani goes in!
Oh, this is going to be it, the make-or-break fight. Froggen didn't get caught in the back. His Contracts is the one fighting. Monster's fighting against Fake God. 1v1 as Ryu tries to make that a 2v1. Everybody's got fights on different fronts for Golden Guardians, and they're able to take them all down. Shots to the kisser against 100 Thieves, and they are not able to answer back with any love of their own. It's 15-12, and it has not shown to be that scrappy. Golden Guardians had such control over the game. The Lux from the mid lane, Contracts wreaking havoc on each lane from the beginning with this Olaf, and Haunter right to the fountain as they take down Bang to end the game.
There you have it. Your Golden Guardians are now 4-1 to start the summer split.
Gotta feel good. Flexing out a champion select. Contracts there, the man in the front playing fantastic this game, and everybody doing their part to make sure the composition worked. 100 Thieves, again, trying to fly something new onto the Rift. Had a bit of that pause button in the middle where they were able to find a bit of an in on Contracts onto Froggen, but it was just too much. The bot lane did so well with Draven and Nautilus, and they were able to carry it into the team fight phase.
Yeah, they're able to snowball off of multiple full team fights down there. 10 members early on in the game, multiple reoccurrences of these fights. Froggen, I have to say, he matches the Talia roams. Yes, on Lux are going to be a little bit later, but once he arrived, he hit every binding, all these critical bindings, to be able to set them up for these objectives. When they're rotating down bottom side, when they're baiting towards the mid lane, even at the Baron, it just seems like, the skill shots over and over again are really finding their mark for Froggen specifically and the rest of Golden Guardians. Haunter had a big ultimate there with the cannon at the end at Baron to defend as well. And overall, this team is looking like they want one of those top spots. They want to take down the old guard that all have banners up in the studio.
They do, and that want is being shown through different strategies as well. It's not one thing that a team can figure out. You're getting different stuff across the board, which makes it hard to do your homework for Golden Guardians. So right now, we're going to send it down to Avli for an interview with a member from the victorious team.
Thanks, guys. Definitely congratulations on the win. And just tell me, what happened with Golden Guardians? Because you were making outplays on Draven. Froggen was playing champions that felt really true to his style, and Ole starting to shine. The team is just so fun to watch. So what happened?
I think halfway throughout spring split, I'd say, of last split, we kind of found our stride. We kind of played what we were good at rather than what the meta was, whether that be Tom Kench or Vel'Koz or Lux or Anivia, whatever it may be. And we just kind of stuck with it. And not only that, I feel like we as 5 players are way closer friends now. We are able to talk through hard problems and actually figure out what we're messing up with in game and fix that. So I feel like that's how we really come together.
And that's something that I want to ask you about, because this is an incredibly strong start for Golden Guardians. You guys are now tied for first place with, I believe, Optic and Cloud9 with only 1 loss. Does having such a great start, wins, and now friendships on the team, does that affect everything?
Yeah, I mean, it feels really good, especially for me since I've never had a start like this. All my previous starts were 0-4, 0-8, something like that. And it just feels really good to finally be on the winning side of things. And I'm really grateful for my teammates.
All right, now the question is, how are you going to keep it up?
Oh, I think as long as we keep playing our game and Jimmy doesn't give us some troll drafts, then we should be fine.
All right, don't do it, Jimmy. Definitely thank you so much, and congratulations again on the win. And to wrap up the day, let's hear from the State Farm Analyst Desk. That was so good.
Troll them, Jimmy.
Do it, Jimmy.
It'd be hilarious.
Thank you very much, Avali. For Golden Guardians, this is welcome uncharted territory, moving to 4-1, one of their best starts to a split as of yet. And as they have throughout their tenure in the LCS, they've done it to some degree, pulling out picks that are comfortable to the players on their team. Definitely, in particular, you can take a look at that Draven in the bot lane. This is one that, as Kobe mentioned, has risen to popularity over in Europe, but has long been a favorite pick of his.
Yeah, and this is kind of that draft warping that we're talking about when someone has a standout non-meta or not super meta champion. So the Tom Kench being targeted away. It's something we've been asking teams to do to Golden Guardians. And it looked relatively effective. I mean, this was a scrappier game than we're used to seeing out of Golden Guardians. More mistakes. Even though things were working out a little bit in the bot lane, they were also getting punished. They got caught out a number of times. And if a team was playing a little cleaner than 100 Thieves was playing, that could have been a problem. Like this dive in the bot side that they end up giving 2 kills over the Deathly, who plays it really well. Nice sidestepping of everything. But if that was a little cleaner by another team, you might just be dead. Right. You know, right? That's a 2 for 0 in favor of 100 Thieves, not a 2 for 2. And so I think 100 Thieves, as much as, you know, they weren't clean, the proactivity was so nice to see.
I was incredibly happy to see a 100 Thieves that was active on the map. We know that Amazing is not satisfied with the start of the team, as I'm sure the whole roster is. He's just been one of the more vocal members. And to see him being proactive on the map, while not every play would necessarily work out in their favor, is a step up in my book. But for Golden Guardians, all of those early kills going over to contracts, they looked set up to somewhat run over the game. That's where a few of those missteps, maybe a little bit of messiness in the decision-making came back to bite them and extend the game overall.
Right, and that's why I think a lot of people were looking at that Tom Kench pick to get rid of, because one, it makes Ole a little easier to pick on, but also the entire team. He can't save everyone around him, and he's so good at that on Tom Kench. So I think that's a large part of why it contributed to a scrappier game. And then to the 100 Thieves point, Ryu was just a godsend. Like, he was everywhere. He wasn't the perfect player in terms of mechanics, but he at least was constantly making things happen.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I will say that I don't necessarily feel that Fake God at any point underperformed to the level that Someday has shown us this split. Obviously, we talk Someday peak performance. He's on another tier. But through just one game, Fake God put up a serviceable performance on the Rumble.
Right. The thing you're looking at is like, all right, Ryu's clearly the better mid laner between Soligo and him in terms of getting things to happen for 100 Thieves, which is what they need. They need a spark somewhere, and Ryu's providing that right now. The question you're asking is Bang plus Fake God better than you would get with Prismo plus Someday, because you need one of these import slots for Ryu.
Right.
That's something that we'll probably see flipped around on in the coming weeks, because it does feel like what I saw out of Ryu today is enough for me to be like, yes,
keep him in.
Ryu's the guy.
Now you're deciding between some of the other lanes. Do want to keep rolling through a couple plays here, this time from Froggen's perspective, because back-to-back plays on this Lux wins them the game.
Yeah, we're talking about this scrappy game and kind of posturing around objectives, and the guy who actually ends up really winning it for them is Froggen. He has such great awareness on the Lux, always throwing out these shields, keeping his team safe, and then when they retreat back into the pit, knowing that the enemy team's going to walk through that corridor, didn't think he was going to get 2 guys, but found 2, only saw the Rumble, I believe, but that was the pick that set up.
This
and then
is one I love.
Ooh.
Oh.
So
that
good.
is dirty, my friend. He knows that the Talia's coming in, times the arrival of it perfectly. This was right after Ryu had based and then zeroes him out right there. Still a close fight, as you can see with the Rumble coming in, but ultimately Golden Guardians comes out on top, secures the Baron, and sets themselves up nicely to push towards victory.
Yeah, those 2 plays are really what won Golden Guardians the game, so Froggen having a great performance there, and yeah, that Talia one was some top-notch timing. You just kind of, the aiming's not hard, like line up with the wall and throw it up the entire wall, but you don't want to throw it before the Talia's gonna get there, because there is that brief delay in travel period.
Even though Golden Guardians did come away with the victory, I have to say, in the base defense even, I was still impressed with the tenacity of this 100 Thieves roster. I'll call it the moment with the Talia wall up top lane, the layered Rumble ult. There was an attempt at these defensive. It wasn't a roll over and die, as in the past this 100 Thieves organization has been prone to do when they were sitting in that 10th place and feeling defeated.
This was a fun game to watch, and I think that's something both teams are going to walk away with a lot to learn. Against a better opponent, Golden Guardians might lose this game, so they have a lot of things to clean up in the early mid-game. And for 100 Thieves, against an easier opponent, you can probably win this game. So
Exactly.
I think both teams have a lot to walk away from and learn with this.
In reference to where Golden Guardians is sitting in the standings, it is actually a very impressive showing out of 100 Thieves, our last place team. Let's go ahead and take a look at those as we wrap up the day and see how the teams stack up. Cloud9's win gave them a share of first place at 4-1 alongside Optic Gaming and the Golden Guardians. While the rankings below them remain mostly the same, it's time to go ahead and check out to see how your predictions held up. I think you did fairly solid in today's.
Whoa. I was right on game 2.
Right, so.
Or 3, excuse me.
I mean, we're going to let the non-existent jury behind the scenes decide whether or not Mark deserves this point.
I'm on broadcast saying I'm flipping to CLG.
He made the case to me that earlier today, yes, he wanted to flip his prediction on the third game over to CLG. It is hard to refute the graphic, though, Mark, at times.
Who cares about the graphic? I'm on air saying, ignore the graphic. I'm picking CLG, even though I picked Echo Fox with my stock.
We'll deal with that one behind the scenes. Taking a look, though, at the LCS schedule tomorrow. It does return with an LCS countdown at 11:30 a.m. PST, where we will have another edition of Wild LCS. Some Father's Day predictions, as we had last year, and a look at Game 3, where TSM and Cloud9 add another chapter in their historic rivalry. After Game 5, though, we've got that LCS cooldown where Huni and Vulcan join Freak and Kobe. And, of course, CLG Academy versus Optic Academy to close out the weekend in our Academy showcase. Looking at that schedule tomorrow, though, Mark, multiple games, I think, are fighting for kind of top billing in a sense.
It's going to be one of the best weeks we're going to get for a while. Just so many top-tier matchups, as well as the fact that I'm casting Academy at the end of the day. So
then there it is. It's just capped perfectly. Optic TL, as you mentioned, one of the highlights. TSM C9, one of the highlights. It's going to be a very exciting day. If you're still juiced up, though, and in need of more league action, stay tuned for the rebroadcast of the LEC, where G2 Esports flex some of their iconic picks even more in Game 5. Bet you didn't think that could happen. It does, I guarantee it. Now, for myself, the Cashers, the entire live broadcast crew, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for more of the LCS. Good night.